Adults aren't just playing with toys anymore. They're actively growing the entire toy industry. We're talking about a group known as Kidults, and their economic impact is reshaping the market. This isn't a small trend, as Kidults now make up 28% of all global toy sales. The toy collectibles market alone is on track to grow from about $25 billion to over $40 billion by 2030. In fact, the global toy industry recently rebounded by 7%, an increase driven almost entirely by adult demand. So what exactly is driving this massive shift in consumer behavior? The answer lies in a fascinating mix of mystery, dopamine, and what's known as the incompleteness effect. First, let's look at the psychology of the blind box. The uncertainty of what's inside triggers a dopamine rush, creating the same reward loop as gambling. But with one key difference, you always get something. Then there's the collector's compulsion. If you own 11 out of 12 variants in a series, your brain creates a powerful urge to find that final piece and complete the set. But this goes deeper than just a simple collecting habit. Research confirms that collecting can reduce stress, improve focus, and even help heal our inner child. These items have also become a status signal. When celebrities like Rihanna or Kim Kardashian are seen with a Labubu figure on their designer bag, a $15 toy suddenly becomes a high fashion statement. Now let's see how brands are tapping into this psychology to build empires. It's one thing to understand the theory, but seeing how brands are cracking the code is where it gets really interesting. Take Pop Mart, for example. A company that pulled in $670 million in revenue in just 6 months. They've built a massive global footprint with over 570 stores and more than 2,500 vending machines. Then you have a giant like Lego, which commands an 11.3% share of the toy market, making it 3 times larger than its nearest competitor. Their success comes from fostering a dedicated community of adult fans of Lego, or AFOLs, proving that it's about more than just the product. Even a classic brand like Mattel now views adult collectors of Barbie and Hot Wheels as central to their growth strategy. These examples show that the Kidult boom is not just a Western phenomenon, it's truly global. The Kidult boom isn't just happening, it's exploding around the world, especially in new markets. In China, the collectible toy market is projected to hit nearly $21 billion by 2025. It's growing at a 35% compound annual growth rate, which tells us this isn't a passing trend, it's a structural shift. Southeast Asia is another hotspot, where Pop Mart sales doubled in a single year. And emerging markets like India, with a rapidly growing middle class, are just starting to discover collectibles, presenting a huge opportunity for brands that can localize their products. Of course, there are risks, including counterfeits, market saturation, and regulatory scrutiny. We've seen crazes like Beanie Babies before, but this time, the underlying psychology seems to run much deeper. So what does all of this mean for entrepreneurs? For entrepreneurs, this market is a massive playground, and your next big idea might just be a toy. The opportunity is significant, with an 8.3% compound annual growth rate expected through 2030, driven by expanding markets where the middle class is exploding. You could build in several areas, such as creating niche intellectual property, offering regional customization, developing secondary market platforms, or even designing experiential retail spaces. But the real winners won't be the brands that simply exploit a fear of missing out. Instead, they will be the ones that focus on building genuine communities around their products. The verdict is clear: this is a serious market that deserves a serious, authentic approach. If you found this insightful, please like this video and subscribe to Business Undercurrent for more deep dives.